Hey guys, we are back with some more Seattle franchise mode, and we, as you can see, have finally won the Stanley Cup after nearly a 4 GM mode drought of not winning the Stanley Cup. And coincidentally, the last time we won the Stanley Cup was, I believe, year 8 with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that was in NHL Legacy. So it's been almost 2 years, and we finally did it. So couldn't be more happy with that. And also, last episode was actually supposed to be the last episode of this series, because that after I recorded that was at least that was the last episode that I recorded before my old PS4 died. But now I have a new one, and it turns out that if you didn't see in the beginning of the last episode, that Sony had all of my save files saved in the cloud. So yeah, we're back here, and don't have to worry about losing any stats for any Hall of Fame videos or anything, so we can just go ahead with one more year here, which I could not be happier to do. We're going to try to repeat, as every team we've won the Stanley Cup with, we won the next year as well. So we've gone back-to-back with Carolina, we've gone back-to-back with Toronto, and now we're going to try to do it with Seattle. Now, we do have a very interesting offseason ahead of us. Actually, a quite busy one. There you go. The Stanley Cup champions are the Seattle Emerald Empire. That looks very nice. Now, we have a lot of big rookie contracts coming up. I'm talking Pody, Edler, Lalonde, Morris, Downey. Contracts all coming up for those guys. So there's no way we're going to be able to re-sign all of them. I would say we'd have to trade at least 2 or 3 of them. Maybe even a roster player. And when I say roster player, I'm talking about the kind of player who's already making the big money. So not like Pody or Edler. Well, I'm pretty sure at least one of those guys are already off their rookie contract, but now both of them will be. In addition to Lalonde, Morris, and Downey, I just don't see how we're not going to be able to trade someone, or if not multiple people, this offseason. And as you can see, Varlamov retired. Let's take a look at the league retirements. Price retired. Dubnyk retired. Mason. Okay, so let's check the skaters. Ovechkin retired. Malkin, Taves, Carter, Carlson, Pacioretty, Marchand, Wheeler, Jordan Stahl, PK Subban, Derek Brassard, Cam Atkinson, Michael Bacher, Michael Frolik, Tyler Johnson. All right, so, yeah, year 10, here we go. I mean, not starting it yet, obviously. Still got to finish up the year 9 offseason here. I mean, we just started it, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Going into the draft, we're not going to make any trades at the draft, though I do already have some names in mind of who I want to draft, presuming they have not been taken. And I actually forgot to pin them, so I'm going to have to just look for them here. All right, so this is the first guy. Stanley Palmieri, offensive defenseman. And obviously none of the prospects that we select at this point are going to matter anyway, unless they're like an 80 overall. But no, we're going to be getting Stanley Palmieri, because we are kind of lacking defensive prospects at the moment. So take the guaranteed top 4, medium, 60 overall, so that's not bad. And then we do have a later pick here as well, since we won the Stanley Cup, and we're going to use this pick, presuming he's still there, to take, Stanislav Radulov, 19 years of age, and didn't get the overall there, or the potential. 62 overall, top 6 forward, so not bad there. And I think from now on, it's pretty much Russians that I have. Yeah, Radulov, Filatov, Chubarov, and Volchenkov. So hopefully they're all still there. Those are the guys who I had my eye on, but just forgot to pin. Okay, so there's Filatov. And I believe I saw medium top 6 and 69 overall. Wow. All right, solid. Next pick, I should say. I believe next is Chubarov. All right, so there's Volchenkov. But I think I had Chubarov ahead of him, unless Chubarov was already picked. He might have already been picked. Let's see if we can find him by name. If we go with A's first. If he's still up there. So, oh geez, there's two of them. Well, I mean, one of them's high elite, the other is AHL top 6, so there you go. Chubarov, Sergei Chubarov, he's still there, so let's take him. And let's see what he truly is. Because we know he's not a high elite. He is a medium top 6, 65 overall. Alright, solid. And then one last pick, who I had my eye on, again, is... Their last name is Volchenkov. And I believe we saw him earlier, so let's just sort by potential here. Yep, he is right there at the top. We'll take him, and I think I'm just going to sim the rest of the draft after this, because I don't really... Alright, so good. Yuri Volchenkov, 20 years of age, medium top 6, 66 overall. So we've had a very, very solid draft here in the first 5 picks. And if I can't find anyone with this next pick here, then I'm just going to sim the rest of the draft, because we have a lot to do in this episode. Let's see. So I'll start by potential. I'm not going to waste too much time here. Let's see. Offensive defenseman. I'll just take Jeremy Rissmiller. I didn't even see what he was there. Let's see. Low top 6. Yeah, I'm just going to sim the entire draft. Again, we have a lot to do. So, pretty solid draft there. Now comes the fun part. We have, as I've said, several rookie contracts coming up this year. And we also have the contracts of Craig Vandermeer and Timothy Liljegren coming up this year. And then neither of them want to re-sign, I don't think. So we're going to have to release them. Yeah, Vandermeer does not want to re-sign. And, well, you know, we'll just go into here. That would kind of be easier, I would imagine. So UFAs, yeah, Liljegren and Vandermeer do not want to re-sign, so we're going to have to go after them in free agency. I'm not going to bother with them for right now because we have way too, we're going to be way too close to the cap to be able to overpay them that much. So Abney, he is actually an 81 overall. We drafted him in 2024. He is a third line checker, so yes, we'll take all the cheap depth I can get. Allanen, don't need you. And Magnuson, 78 overall, fourth line grinder. Yes, cheap depth, absolutely. Yes, please. So Moroza does not want to re-sign. He's a top 9, don't care. Matt Spencer, two-way, sure. Lajoie, there you go. Howden and Eakin are our only big UFAs. I wouldn't even say big there. So Howden wants 2.2. If I can give him 2.1, that'd be good. Eakin, 2.65. If I could potentially get him down to 2.55 for 1 year. Because that's already like 4.5, 4.6 tied up into 2 depth players. So I don't know how much we're gonna have to hold off on these RFAs, especially Edler, Pody, Lalonde, Morris, and Downey. Because let's see how much they want. Yeah, Edler wants 6.6. I mean, Edler was scratched the majority of last year, so I don't think I'm gonna give him that. We're probably gonna trade Edler. Pody, he had 38 points last year, so he wasn't too bad, but he wants 7 mil. Yeah, these guys are just asking for way too much, man, because we already have our top 6 set, especially if we could get Liljegren back. Like, there's no reason we should be paying, you know, third liners basically on our team more than 4 or 5 mil, and these guys are asking for close to 7, so they're just no way. Lalonde, I have a feeling he's going to want a lot just because he's an 85 overall, and I'm not going to be paying an enforcer too much money, especially if he wants north of 5 mil. Let's see. Yeah, 5.6. I'm not giving 5.6 to an enforcer. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. So we're going to have to trade all these guys. We're going to have to tender them at the last day. And then Morris and Downey, see how much they want. Oh, you know what? Morris isn't that bad. 2.75. We could definitely sign him. Downey. Oh, yeah. So we can definitely sign Morris and Downey, but Edler, Pody, and Lalonde, they got to be traded, man. There's no way we're going to be able to afford that while signing Vandermeer and Liljegren out of free agency. There's just no way. Henry, yeah, sure. Houston, as long as you want a 2-way, yep, sure. Bois, 1-way, no, you can get released. Not messing around with that. So goaltenders, Vorobiev, how much do you want? 3 point. No, thank you. As good as like as much as I like Vorobiev here, especially since we drafted him, not worth 3.8. No way. Releasing you. So I believe that's all we have to do on the first day of the re-sign stage here. We'll simulate to see if Eakin and Howden sign. And then after that, I believe it should be good until the last day. Then we'll tender qualify our RFAs, and then we'll move into free agency. So Eakin rejected. Houston, okay. Where's Howden? They're rejected. Okay. So he was unsatisfied with minutes. I believe that might have been the same with Eakin. So I'll just give them both what they want. And if they don't re-sign, then we'll just have to release them to free agency. Because again, we can't be handing out too much money here. So if Spencer didn't want to sign, I'll just release him. Eakin and Howden, I will literally just give them what they want here. And if they don't accept, then we'll have to move on past them. And these guys will have to wait until the last day just so that they don't accept the tendered offers, because we really cannot afford guys like Pody, Edler, and Lalonde. So let's see. Will Eakin and Howden sign? Eakin will not, and Howden will not. Okay, so we're just going to move into the last day of the contract stage here, and then we will go into free agency. And we will, first priority is definitely Vandermeer and Liljegren, and then we'll go after Howden and Eakin if we can, because both of them were very good at face-offs, and I would really like to get them back. So one more day in the contracts, and let's qualify all of our RFAs here. As again, there's absolutely no way that we're getting all these guys signed. Like, we have 16 mil, and then yeah, it's just too much. And Vandermeer and Liljegren are our first priority, so we're just going to qualify all these guys. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there you go. And we're going to sign, I think we can sign Morris and Downey later, but it's just these three that we have to get out of the way because they're asking for way too much. I actually think we'll be able to sign Morris and Downey. It's just a matter of getting Vandermeer and Liljegren signed first. So let's move into free agency now, and we'll try our best to get Vandermeer and Liljegren back. They do want... Okay, so Vandermeer wants 9.1. How much does Liljegren want? He wants 6.3. All right, I think we could do this. We could definitely do this. So the good news, partially good news, is that Vandermeer is back up to an 89 top 2 defenseman. Now, the unfortunate part about that is that that means he's asking for more money than what he would have if he was an 87 like last year. But again, he is an 89. And the reason I'm all right with kind of overpaying for Vandermeer here is because he's already proven himself on our team. It's not like this is a Clayton Keller situation from San Jose where we were sort of going into it blind and we didn't really know how he was going to simulate on our team. And he ended up only getting 40-point seasons for $9.1 million. But the difference is here that we know that Vandermeer is going to be a very, very good simulator on our team. So I do not mind paying him this much money. And we're going to be giving him, I'll give him 9.55 just to be safe. And then Liljegren, he wants 6.3. I'll give him 6.6. Yeah, 6.6 for Liljegren. Sounds good. So 9.5 and 6.6, that's about, that's roughly 16 million tied up into 2 players. And we have 17 million in cap space. Rough. So now what I want to do before we sign these guys is right away make a trade. And we're going to be trading Pody, Edler, Lalonde. And the other guy we're going to be trading, unfortunately, he's kind of a fan favorite, is Jake Fawcett. Fawcett is the kind of player that I like to call underplayed and overpaid. $7.4 million to play in the third line. He's too good. See, Fawcett's too good to be a third liner, but he doesn't fit into our top 6. And he's getting paid first liner money, so it doesn't make sense to hold on to Fawcett. He's basically a glorified third liner who has the role of a first line forward in the game, but again, he doesn't really fit into that mold that our top six of Henrich, Zadina, Crab, and then Mowers, De Silva, and hopefully Liljegren would make, because then there's no passer on that second line, you know, if you take Liljegren out of the equation. So I would rather keep Liljegren than Fawcett, and I also think I want to get Eakin and Howden back. So we need to clear up some cap space here, because we're pushing it. We're really pushing it by signing Vandermeer and Liljegren to the contracts that we did. So Fawcett is going to have to be on his way out here, unfortunately. Again, I know he's a fan favorite, but it's not meant to be for him. He needs to see if he can fit himself into the top six of another team. And I'll just look through a couple of teams here. Carolina wants him. So maybe... All right, let's see. So I could see him fitting in Carolina. He would be the top forward there in terms of overall, at least. And it looks like they're rebuilders, but it looks like they're kind of, far into their rebuild, because they got this guy, T. Corey, 79 overall, 18 years of age. They must have just drafted him. And then defensively, they're not really too great, but you know what? That's what Jake Fawcett helps out with best, is he's a defensive forward. So hopefully he could help them out a little bit there. And then they have quite the goaltender crop in terms of prospects. So, I mean, I don't see why Carolina would not want this guy. And they do. So they have 2 first-round picks for this year. They have Calgary's and they have their own. I think I'll take theirs, because, again, they do look like they're kind of far into their rebuild there. But I'll let them have Calgary's. And then I'll take one of their goaltenders, since we're going to need a backup goaltender anyway, since we had to release, what's his name, Vorobiev. All right, let's see. So Darling, no, oh, jeez Christ. $7.1 million for the next 3 years. That's rough. That is absolutely rough, Carolina. If you weren't rebuilding, then I wouldn't know what to tell you. Happy Bulin, though, he looks solid. 24 years of age, 79 overall, 1 year on his... I believe that should be a minor league deal. If not, it is, it's very cheap. So I think we could afford that. We could definitely afford that over Fawcett. So now this will probably go through, just because Fawcett has a lot of value on him. But I don't want to, it doesn't feel like it'd be a realistic trade to be putting like 3 first-round picks in there, just because Fawcett spent the majority of his career on the third line. So, and I mean, I know he's a good player, but again, like, it doesn't feel like the type of trade that should be having like 3 first-round picks in there. So I will get another pick in there, but just not, 3 first-round picks like I've been mentioning. I'm not going to take next year's. I think I'll take 2 second-round picks from them. I'll take their second for this year and San Jose's second for next year, or this year. So that should be about equal. And we will see if this goes through. Proposed trade. There you go. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success in Carolina. So we are accepting your trade offer. So Jake Fawcett, it's been real, buddy. And you've done some good things for this team. You won a Stanley Cup. Now go help Carolina out in their rebuild. And we're going to miss you. So now we actually have 3 first-round picks this year. So if we need, we definitely don't have a lack of assets. That's for sure. But now the next thing we have to do is trade guys like Lalonde and then Pody and Edler. So, yeah, as you can see, like, Pody was still on his minor league deal, and then Lalonde was still on his minor league deal as well. So we can't afford these guys. There's absolutely no way. Like, because we're shelling out $16 million to Vandermeer and Liljegren alone. So I think I'll trade Edler and Lalonde to the same team. I just don't want Edler and Pody on the same team, because then that'll be a stacked forward core already, because they're both 86 overall. Maybe the Islanders would want them. So let's see, overall wise. Oh yeah, the Islanders would need someone like Edler for sure. Now Lalonde, how's their defensive core? Oh yeah, they would love Lalonde because they got a bunch of defensive prospects here in Wanvig and in Shantz and in Teratukin. So I think Lalonde could really anchor down that defensive core for a couple of years while their defensive prospects develop. So let's see who they have at forward. They have Evan Black turned into a franchise player. Are you kidding? Wow. And then, of course, they have Matthew Barzal as well. So it's not that they don't have the makings of a good team. They just don't have a really good defensive core. And they even have, they have 3 elite goaltenders. They have Jaqueezi, Rick Jaqueezi, and then Darcy Donnelly, and Nicholas Hornquist. So, there are a few good players from being a playoff team for sure. So I think Lalonde and Edler would definitely help them out with that. So we're going to trade them to the Islanders here. And yeah, they're pretty far in their rebuild. They can afford, especially for guys like Edler and Lalonde, they can afford to give up a first-round pick. And we'll also take a second. We're not going to get too greedy here, but that's kind of undervalued. So I think I'll just take a third. A first, a second, and a third for Edler and Lalonde proposed trade. There you go. All right. So now we have to find a trade for Pody. And the Islanders still want Pody. But unfortunately, the Islanders don't have anything more that I would want. So we're just going to have to move on. Let's see. So let's find a team that's, once again, pretty far into their rebuild. That's still technically rebuilding. So the Senators are hopeful. Colin White is their best forward. They can definitely use some top 6 help. Defensively, it's not bad, but it's not great. Goaltender-wise, oh yeah, they got that covered. Thatcher Demko. So yeah, I think Ottawa would be beneficial of receiving Pody. Could definitely mold in their top 6. We'll take a first and a second for him. Proposed trade. There you go. All right, so those guys are all out of here. Not that we didn't want them, but again, we couldn't afford them. So they had to, what's done is done. And we offered Liljegren and Vandermeer. Now what we can do, we can offer Morris and Downey, because I know for a fact we have enough money to sign those guys. So Morris actually wants 2.9 now, and then Downey wants 2.5. So we'll still have enough. We'll still have enough for sure. But they do want a little bit more than before. So if I could give them... Now that we're free agency, though, I don't know if they'll take a lower amount. Especially since other teams can give them offers. So I guess I'll go 2.5 for Downey. And for Morris, I'll go 2.8 just to play it safe. So, yeah, I believe that's it. I'll wait for all those guys to sign. If we can't re-sign Howden and Eakin, then oh well. But, I feel like Morris and Downey come slightly before Howden and Eakin. And then, obviously, Vandermeer and Liljegren are very, very important parts of this team. So, let's get to the 6. What is this? Fowler and Kreisky for a first, and a Reich. And a Reich. No, not taking that. Not doing any trades for right now. John Moore, no thanks. He's probably washed up anyway. Morris accepted. Downey accepted. There you go. Liljegren accepted. And Vandermeer accepted. Very nice. All right, so we got all the big boys back. Well, big boys as in Vandermeer and Liljegren. Morris and Downey aren't exactly that, but the thing for Morris and Downey this year is that they will be getting an increased role with the trades of guys like Fawcett, Pody, and Edler. So you can guarantee that Morris and Downey are at least going to be on the 3rd line this year instead of the 4th line. And let's see, our guys in Eakin. Yes, Eakin's still here. What about Howden? Howden's still here? Yes, he is. Okay, solid. So we have 5.1 left in cap. Howden wants 2.3. How much does Eakin want? 2.8. Oh my goodness. That's really pushing it. That is really pushing it. So I think I would rather take Howden first, just because, one, he's younger, and two, he was very, very clutch in the playoffs for us last year, and he's also cheaper. So, yeah, 2 years for, I could get him for 2.45, that'd be solid. And then, how much money would that leave? That'd leave like 2.7 for Eakin. Alright, since no team wants him right now, I'll just give him, I'll kind of lowball him a little bit. I'll give him 2.65, and hopefully that'll work out for him. And we'll see if they both sign. I probably could have lowballed Howden, to be honest, as well. But, oh well. Let's see if they accept. Eakin accepted, good. And Howden accepted, good. So, all of the guys that we wanted back that we could afford are now back. And Fawcett, Pody, Edler, and Lalonde have been moved on. And again, not because we didn't want them, but we had to clear up the cap to get Vandermeer and Liljegren, and then Morris, Downey, Howden, and Eakin. So, yeah, I mean, look at all those. I'm pretty sure that we have like 5 first-round picks for year number 10. Not that it matters too much, but still, let's see. Yeah, 5 first-round picks. Carolina, Detroit, New York, Ottawa, and our own. So, and then of course we have like 4 second rounders as well. So stacking up on prospects, I suppose, for cheap depth. And then we have Gabby Bullen and Corpusalo. So we're gonna need to get a 3rd goaltender for the Miners. Defensively, we should be good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is Pouliot, so that's good. Liljegren's a forward, so 1 forward. 3, 6, 9, and 12 is Howden. And then Magnuson, Tangrady as well. So, yeah, we're looking solid. Let me just see if there's any other prospects as cheap depth that we can sign that's in our system. I think, I seem to remember that guy, Jason Martins. Yeah, 81 overall, top 6 forward, 3rd line checker. We will definitely sign this guy. So there you go. That appears to be about it. Yeah, I could sign Cooperman and maybe Smith for the Miners, but I won't do that until preseason. So, alright, so I've just signed 2 goalies for the Miners, and we will get into the year 10 regular season in the next one. See you guys then.